launching into spring. We're only 24 days away from spring.
That's crazy.
Yes.
Thank goodness.
Yes, thank goodness, right? All right, so next we're going to talk about what you need to get everything growing. And we've mentioned it a couple of times. The Sungro 16-quart natural and organic potting mix is one that the Wallin family highly recommends because of the way that this has been put together. Whether it's house plants, outdoor pots, whatever.
Everything. This is what we use to grow all the plants that we have on set.
Veggies, fruits,
everything. This is the perfect, when we're talking about growing plants, we're always focused on the flowers or the foliage. But the fact of the matter is, it starts with the roots. Now, roots of plants, they need a couple things. They need to have good moisture, but they also don't want to have they don't want to be waterlogged. They need to have good aeration. Roots need air in order to be happy. So, in comes the perfect potting mix, this black gold natural and organic potting mix. It has all of these, it's actually a soil-less media. It's composed of things like compost, perlite, sphagnum moss, all of these things which will give it a nice water retention, but it also has great drainage. So it's really perfect for all of our plants to grow. You see how fluffy it is?
Yeah, because we don't want don't want your roots sitting in like standing water. You want the water to have nutrients and all that. 13,000 orders already placed. And what I love about this is having it shipped to my house.
Oh my
so
gosh.
I don't have to worry about filling up the trunk, getting dirt all over the trunk.
That's one of my pet peeves.
Invariably, whenever you get that one bag in the shelf, it's going to have a hole in it, and half of it's going to be down the driveway as you're walking to put this in the house. So this way, we're going to ship it directly to you. Free shipping, by the way. So get yourself everything that you need, you think you're going to need for the season.
Absolutely,
right?
yeah. And if you do love these party pots, or maybe you got our today's special value earlier in the season with the whiskey barrel, we've designed the whiskey barrels and the party pots so that one bag fills them up perfectly.
All the way.
There's nothing worse than getting a bag of soil and a container and it only fills your pot up halfway. That's so annoying. Then you got to make another trip. No, we want to save you that hassle. Make it easy, but really, like you were saying, like any trip to get a bag of soil and put it in your car means you're gonna have a trip to the vacuum, and I don't like that.
You got to take it. And can I tell you something? The other hard thing with potting soil bags most of the time is that they're so heavy.
Yeah.
You can tell that this is an organic potting mix that is soil free. So you're getting a light mix of all of the things that you need. So you're not having to lug in this big bag. But even with that being said, just let us ship how many you need. If you're going to redo maybe some of the pots that you currently have, if you are planning on getting yourself some new party pots, then go ahead and get all of the soil that you need.
Yeah, and if you are using the same containers from one year to the next and you're thinking, oh, I can just reuse that soil. No, you cannot reuse that soil. The soil, the potting mix is what has the majority of the nutrients for the plants. But they use that nutrient base
throughout the year,
throughout the season. So by the next season, it's going to be deplete.
Replaced.
You need to replace it. And this has worm castings in it, which is a worm poop. It's a natural, awesome fertilizer. It's like a fertilizer for our plants. So that's going to provide you with a lot of good nutrition for your plants right then and there.
Well, and it's formulated by the growers. So think about that. Like if you are buying plants that Roberta's is offering us, then get the nutrient mix that they're using to grow their plants in. It just makes sense. It's harmonious. So from your fruits and vegetables to your house plants, this is the mix that you're going to want to go ahead and get.
Well, the thing is that all the plants that we have on set are presentation plants. We grow them in this, but also all of the plants that we actually ship to you have been growing in this.
Right.
So it's really easy, using this, your plants are going to assimilate very quickly to your containers.
They recognize, right?
Yeah, and you're not going to have, you can absolutely add this to your beds as well. And if you add it to your beds, then you don't have to do any additional, amendments later on in the season. But what's so good is, we ship it to your door. for free. You know, that's huge. But for a bag this heavy to get it shipped for free, that's awesome.
So, and this is 16 quarts is what you're getting. So think about the pots that you have. The party pot is 16 quarts, but if you have other larger pots, you're going to need to get more than one. If you're doing multiple pots, or thinking about the pots, like I'm thinking about the pots that are on my deck, and I have 3 that are probably twice this size.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have to probably get like 6 of them so that I have, you know, my pots covered. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Well, I was just going to say, you know, we're doing garden planting season right now. All of our plants will ship out later, but all of our containers and our soil and our fertilizer is going to ship out immediately.
So as soon as your plants arrive, you don't have to wait.
Exactly,
You'll have everything
you already have it.
Right.
But one thing that I do recommend, you know, while it does have a good amount of nutrients in that soil, I recommend get a bag of our time-release fertilizer as well, because whenever you're planting into your soil, you can just take, you know, a spoonful of this time-release fertilizer and just sprinkle it onto the top of your soil. And then as it rains, as you water your plants, the slow release fertilizer is going to slowly absorb into the soil and be taken up by those roots at a nice slow pace. So it's kind of like an insurance policy to make sure your plants are getting everything they need when they need it. So the time release is huge.
If you pick up the potting soil and the fertilizer, and the potting, if you get the
there's a lot of party.
I said potty
mix.
Potty? No, party.
Party pot. And the potting mix.
It's about $18 on your credit card.
It's a tongue tie. That's why I keep I have to talk slowly.
You know what? It's so true. And after almost 2 hours, then you start to kind of lose it even more. All right, 200 of the potting mix ordered in our show. All right, that's funny. And that's on top of 13,000 already this season. All right, let's talk about a crepe myrtle.